Oh, a happy middle of the night. It's currently 2 AM and you know what that means. It's time for me to tell you about the new upcoming dragon of the week. So, this is him right here, the KONGMING Dragon. So, you know, the KONGMING Dragon is actually a pretty good epic overall for people that have just unlocked the shadow and light elements. Obviously, he loses his touch in the really late game, but if you've only just unlocked these elements, this dragon is actually really pretty good because, you know, light, shadow, fire, pretty decent attack. Why the heck not use him on your team? So the big question is, how are you gonna breed this bad boy on Monday? So the combination for Mr. KONGMING is gonna be the Venom and Boiling dragons, and you know, there aren't actually that many different outcomes for this breed this week. I mean, we've got a couple of 12-hour breeds, 16 hours and 18 hours, which might make it a little bit annoying, but the breeding time for the KONGMING is 26 hours, which is very long for a dragon of the week, but he does not have a shared breeding time, and I feel that's been the case with quite a lot of dragons of the week recently, so you know, look forward to that. Get the Venom and Boiling dragons ready if you want to breed them next week. But do be reminded that we will be having the castle event starting tomorrow. And so breeding for him will likely have an impact on your event progress. And speaking of which, with that new castle event that's starting tomorrow, in case you hadn't seen it before, there is info regarding the fact that the collectible currency amounts per room are now different. And so the last time this happened, it was a really good change, and, you know, the castle events became a lot better because it wasn't completely RNG reliant. Seems that it's still RNG reliant this time, which is very unfortunate, but these are the new currency amounts. So he said, as you know, a castle event called Year of the Pigsy starts tomorrow, and we'd like to inform you about the setup of the coming event. Room 1 is 150, Room 2 200, Room 3 250, Room 4 300. So it does go up by 50 for every room, but this means that instead of us being able to collect 600 on the final room, we can only collect up to 400. So the overall cost of progression is aligned with the currency cap of the room. So that basically means that they haven't just made it outright 20 billion times more difficult. They've tried to, you know, take the amounts down to sort of compensate. But something to note about this is the fact that if the currency limits have been taken down, but the amount that you can gain from, you know, breeding and such stays the same, then you shouldn't need to worry about your breeding quite as much, because it means that, hopefully, the breeding will be done easier. You know, it might not make sense now, but hopefully when you see the event itself, hopefully it makes sense then. So, you know what? I'm actually not even going to put anything in the breeding den because we do have the new Dragon of the Month coming up as well, which means that we need to make sure that we have all of our breeding combos ready for that. My god, it's out in 6 hours and I haven't even thought about sleeping yet. Feels great, dude. But, you know, in other news, we do currently have a shop deal on for the ceramic dragons, so it's one of the cheaper bundles out there. You get a dragon, you get a habitat, and you get 7 days of VIP for £8. So, all things considered, this is actually one of the better epic dragon deals, because normally they just try and give you the dragon, a habitat, and some food, and it's really lame, but 7 days of VIP ain't too shabby. I mean, realistically, 7 days is 149 gems worth, and if you want to equate that, 149 gems is like, what, £4-ish? So, you're paying half for those VIP tickets with that bundle, but, you know, at the end of the day, you are still basically just purchasing the dragon. So, it's up to you whether you think he's worth £8 or not. Personally, I would say he's not, but everyone is open to their own opinions, and, you know, I don't know, maybe you got given a free Apple gift card or something, I don't know. In which case, maybe you don't care about the money anyway, so you might as well spend it on DML. You do you. You do you, my friend. I am very curious to see what this new castle event is like, though, because we know that they've obviously made some alterations, so I'm hoping that that means new event dialogue. I'm hoping that it means at least a little bit of new event mappage, because I don't want to just see the exact same map as we've already had before. At least, you know, put a little bit of oomph on it. Even if it's the same map, you know, put a couple of cute banners or, I know, some Pigsy themed stuff around on the map. But I'm hoping for, again, a little bit of a change to the map, fresh dialogue, so that we can actually, you know, learn more about the lore of DML. Because that's one thing I never really touched on. That when events get copy and pasted along with their event dialogue, it's not just the fact that it seems lazy, because it is. It's the fact that we don't actually learn anything new about the game. And oh my god, I forgot about this new screen. Oh, it's so mystical. Oh, my eyes. Oh, my poor eyes can't take it. Oh. But yeah, it's the fact that, you know, after 4 years of playing this game, we still want to be learning more about it. We don't just want to, you know, cancel the DML storyline here and that be it. Like, with the additions to the map, they always add at least something to the in-game lore. Like, there'll be tons of fighting between... Oh my god, I've forgotten all their names. You know, the Viking people that always fight each other, the old lady that hates the children. Yeah, all of those people. Like, we get that with the new map, and it's a cool little addition. But when events just get recycled, we don't actually learn anything new about the game. And it is really sad, because even though in-game lore doesn't matter to a lot of people, to some people it does. And lore is literally the only thing that keeps them playing games. And you know, I know that game devs have it tough. No matter what you do, you can't please everyone. No matter what, there's always something else you could be doing that's, you know, for a different group of your community or audience. But I don't think, you know, asking for a little bit of lore for events is asking too much, personally. Normally I would consider it sort of a basic, expected thing. That's obviously not the case with DML, but we shall see. And I have been seeing a few leak images of the supposed, let's say, order that we're gonna unlock dragons in the event tomorrow, but I'm not sure on the authenticity of them, so instead of me, you know, going, ooh, the Jade's gonna be the final tier reward prize, instead, we're just gonna wait until the event comes out tomorrow, see what the dealio is, and, you know, hopefully the wiki will update quickly enough so that then we know what sort of elements we can use. Imagine if this was a castle event where it didn't even have restricted elements. Yeah, I know, I don't believe it either. I don't believe that that's gonna happen. We can hope and pray though, right? One can hope and pray. I don't think it's gonna do as much good hoping and praying, but hey, you know, might as well. Oh, and another thing that I also forgot to mention was the fact that we did get a hotfix. I think it was today or it's due very soon. But, you know how everyone was talking about this timer skip stuff and was like, oh my god, it's trash, it's actually the worst because the amount that you can skip is actually like negligible. Well, apparently they have upped the amount that it skips per friend now. So instead of it being 30 seconds for food, now I think it's like a couple of minutes, and for other things it's like 5 minutes instead of 1 minute. So it still might not seem like a lot, but compared to what it was, that's like 5 times the amount, or like double the amount that we're getting per friend. So it's actually quite a considerable difference, all things considered, because, you know, getting a 30-second time skip on your food really didn't feel like a whole lot. Just putting it out there, it felt like absolutely nothing. Because it was absolutely nothing. Like, it sounded so interesting, this, you know, friend timer skip option. But in reality, most of the time you're probably not going to be on the game anyway, because it's literally minutes only of time, like singular digit minutes, because there's no way 200 of your friends on your friends list are going to visit you all the time. And they're not going to know when you're putting in certain food or certain breeds, so a lot of the time it is going to be completely pointless. The only real benefit for it, with it having such short timers, is that, I don't know, maybe it makes you feel good on the inside, that you're helping your friendo out. In which case, you know, again, like I said before, you do you, power to you. But, it doesn't mean it's necessarily the truest thing. But my goodness gracious, these clan events really want me touching my dragons for some reason. That's disgusting, game. I don't know why you want me to perv on my own dragons. Although, you know, animals like being petted. I think it's just sort of weird in my brain, because imagine if humans or children just begged to be pet all the time. I guess children ask for hugs and that a lot, which is kind of weird to me. I know, I'm happy that they feel loved and they want to give love, but just having a collection of 500 or 400 children in like one area inside habitats begging to be pet, that's a little bit weird. I think that might be where I'm getting the weirdness vibe from. But anyway, my dudes and dudettes, thank you for that help that I have received, although it's barely noticeable, but I appreciate it nonetheless. But get ready for the Dragon of the Week. Get ready for the castle event, so no long timers. Don't put them in, you're gonna regret it. Don't put in 2-day food, you'll regret it. Again, just never put in long food when it's like a week away from a major event. Just never do it. I mean, the really long timer food sucks anyway. Only ever use it if you never log into the game, basically. Which means that if you don't take the game even remotely seriously to begin with, but, you know, just remind yourself to not do anything stupid with your timers, and to get prepped for that new monthly dragon in just a few hours' time. So for now, thank you for joining me. I will see you soon, and have a good day, evening, I don't know, extraterrestrial event, I don't know, whatever you're doing.